Welcome back, guys. Thank you for clicking on this video. So we're on another wild camp, and this one's a bit different. To keep everyone up to date, what I've done is over the last couple of days I've asked you guys to choose some of my core gear, what to bring out, and one of those items was for a shelter use bin bags. So here we are, we've got our bin bags out and we're going to give it a go. To be honest, I was secretly happy that people chose this. I've never done anything like this before, so it's a new thing for me. It's exciting to try something new out. The weather, the clouds are looking pretty dark, so I'm expecting some fairly heavy rain pretty soon, so I need to hurry up, get a move on, find somewhere to set up. Right, I need to go find a spot before the skies open up, so let's do it. Come on. Here comes that rain I was talking about. It's definitely picking up now. So it looks like I'm just gonna have to settle for this spot here. What I'm looking at, these two trees here, I can get some sort of shelter with a ridge line. Also there's a falling down tree there, so I can try something else like an A-frame coming from that. But first of all I want to do is just get something up so I can stay out of this rain, at least for now, and then I can plan properly. So I'm just going to do some little botch job, get it up and stay dry. The last thing I want to do today is get wet through like so. Right, let's do it. Right guys, this is mental. Not my best setup I've ever done in my life, but at least right now I'm out of the rain. Definitely need to work on this when this weather calms down, and I hope it does. I'm wearing a cotton hoodie like a little dafty, but I guess we just chill for a little bit, let it blow out hopefully. Or what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a poncho. That's a good shout. Good thinking, Dazzy. Right. First up, poncho. Nothing special like. I'm just going to rip a hole in the bottom. Put my head through it. Boom. Make some armholes. I've got the posh bin bags as well with this little cord thing in, so maybe I can just tighten that up like you would do on a raincoat. Didn't know how to use them. I'm not used to these posh bin bags. Ah well, that'll do. I think I look pretty cool. I like me black stuff, like just fits my outfit like, so this is good. If there's ever a camp where I do not want to get caught, this is it. Like, I mean, it probably looks ridiculous on YouTube, so never mind some little grandma walking a dog or something stumbling across me like this. Oh man, look absolutely ridiculous. Not going too bad right now. I mean, I'm staying dry, that is the main thing. I'm not very comfortable, I'm hunched over, I don't really have a place to sit, but we're staying dry. You know what, this corner here, look at this. Boom, boom. So I'm gonna just get a little seat here. I've only got a limited amount of bin bags as well. I think I brung 10 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5th one. I'm already halfway through them, like, and this is not the shelter that I wanted to make. Just gonna get me roll mat. Shove it in this bin bag. And that'll do for a nice seat. I'll keep that nice and dry as well. I've made a few little upgrades to me kit that I might as well share with you whilst we're stuck. So, first upgrade I've done, I bought a new char tin. This is where I'll store my fire kit. So it's much bigger than the last one. The other one was tiny, so this is much bigger. It's just a tin of fruit drops from Go Outdoors, like £3, but I only bought it for this tin. And in here, I've got one of the you know, the little candle lantern, UCO candle lantern, just a little leftover candle from that. Got some cloth to char. My flint and steel fits perfect in here. Got some charred cloth, some twine. It's already a little bird's nest there, ready, prepared. And yeah, I've just got a bit of fat wood, and that's it for now. But I want to go collect some birch bark and maybe some more fat wood and that, but I can fit a lot more in here than what in my old one, so I really like it. Spot on. Needs christening though, needs chucking on the fire later on. What else do I have? Got some of this bad boy, 550 paracord. I've never used this in my life yet. I always just buy the cheap stuff, but this was £10 from Go Outdoors. The other stuff for the same length you can get for like £3 or something. A few times now I've used my hammock and either the tree is too big for the tree huggers, so I need to use a bit of paracord just to join them together, or I've forgot them completely and I've had to use paracord. So I think it's a sensible move, because I'm using the paracord now for bigger weights, that I upgrade to the 550, and it does feel much better. Like, it's a lot tighter, if that makes sense. The other stuff felt like loose and you could like move the outer bit around. So I got that. Here's another little thing. It's just a key ring. I just keep it inside my bag, but has a thermometer on it, so I can check out exactly how cold it is throughout the nights. Right now it's 10 degrees Celsius, so that's good to know. Little key ring again from Go Outdoors. I've just done a little Go Outdoors mission, like, so I've got all these little bits and bobs, but I think that's tiny. I think that'll come in handy, like, especially throughout winter. And one of the other items you guys chose was to use my wool blanket, so I'm curious. It's going to get down to about 7 degrees tonight. I'm really curious that if I can stay comfortable at that temperature, but I'll check it throughout the night, make sure I know exactly what temperature it is, and then I can work out roughly what I can get away with that wool blanket. So that'll come in handy tonight. I'm sure there's a couple other things dotted about in my bag, but I'm not prepared to fully unload it yet. I'm staying dry, but occasionally, even though it's on an angle, the raindrops are gathering up, and then every now and again I just get a load of them falling at once, and then like it's falling on my sleeve and that a little bit, but mostly dry like so far. Got a feeling this is not going to stop for a while. I'll probably just give it 5 more minutes, and then I'm just going to have to crack on and start building a better shelter and accept that there's going to be some rain damage done, like. So 5 minutes has passed. The rain doesn't seem to be slowing down as of yet. The one mistake I think I did make in that little panic of getting up the shelter before I get too wet was I put the ridge line up too high. Because the bin bags are so short, I feel like I'd have more coverage if that ridge line was lower, but it's not too bad. It could be worse. The birds are singing. I've had a banana. I found a golf ball earlier as well, so that was a good find. It's all good, man. I wanted to come out on a day where there was a chance of rain, because I feel like if it didn't rain today, what good is this? I might as well just not have had a shelter. It didn't really matter too much. So if it rains, then I'm really testing it. I suppose you could test the durability of the bin bags, throw it for wind, and are they going to last the night without ripping and stuff. But I really wanted to catch it on a day where it rains, like, because that's the real test. That's what people want to see. Right, I've given it time. Nothing's changing, the weather's not changing, so it's time to crack on and start building a proper shelter. Game on, let's do it. All I'm doing is getting a twig and just buttoning it up, kind of thing, with a twig. It's not really ideal, but it does close them gaps off a little bit more. It's my little house. Looking much better. Let's get inside. Now we are talking. This is what it's all about. Come on. Still not the shelter I had in mind that I planned on making, but well, I tell you what, quite impressed with this little thing. Like, yes, there is gaps in there, but screw it. So far so good. I think we've made decent progress considering this rainfall, like, so we can go around and patch things up, make things a bit better when it does stop raining. But right now there's a time to work, and then there's a time to sit, chill and be patient. And now is that time. What do you do when you can't do nothing at all? Cheers, guys. Rum punch. Cheers. We've survived the downpour. There's still a little bit of drizzle, but it's nothing too bad now. Like, sun's shining. It's about 6:30. I can't believe it. 2 hours straight or something. I was cooped up under there. I've took a little bit of damage. My arse is wet. My sleeves are a little bit wet in that. So it did get a little bit chilly under there, but luckily I didn't need to bring any extra gear out my bag. So everything in there, including my wool blanket, should be bone dry still, which is good. But now I need to get back to full health. So I need to get a fire on the go, got my flint and steel, and get back to work on this shelter. Maybe I'll lift the top end up and, like, I don't know how to call it, but have a bit of a porch area, and then I can have the fire in that location. So let's get back to grafting before it starts raining again. So let's do it, come on. I have to admit, we've not got much to work with getting this fire going. I was relying on this wood here. I thought underneath it would be quite dry, but it's not. It's all soaking, and it's quite green still as well. So that mustn't have fallen too recently. I've got a little bit of birch bark. I've got the odd twig in that down there. I need to get it going now, like, because there's midges about and they're doing me head in. So I'm just going to get a little fire going, create a little bit of smoke to get them away, get them off my back, and then we'll keep hunting around for that firewood. But challenging one, like. This is all pretty damp stuff I'm chucking on here, but to be honest, it's kind of working still, and it's only going to produce more smoke to get them midges away, like, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. I think it's safe now. Get me Rambo poncho off, at least for now. So my sleeves are a little bit wet, but my core part of my body nice and bone dry. I'll just hang that up there, because I might need it later on. Just going to keep my candle going as a little insurance policy. So as you can see, the wood is really wet, like, so it's taken a lot of effort to dry it out. Right then, party people, although it's just been a split second for you guys, I've been grafting for about an hour now. The fire's going nicely, building up them embers, and I've just been working on the shelter, making everything proper secure. I was going to build some different types and choose which one I like the best. I was going to use this falling down log to create something, but having a more of a look at it, there's a big ditch in there. It's just, nah, it's not going to work. So I'm committing to this shelter. It's a bit confusing, like, I don't really know what I've done myself, but let me try and talk you through it, show you around. We'll start with the top of it. So as you can see, there's no more gaps in there now. There's 2 bin bags in the top. And what I've done is I've used these Prusik nuts that was already on my ridgeline, and I've done something. It works. It's pulling these tight. They cross over each other, so the rain's just going to fall down each side. Those buttons I did with the twigs, don't need them no more. So yeah, as you can see, it looks nice. Both sides now is going to fall off. Underneath for the wall, yes, it might look a little bit weird, but as you can see, the water's going to drip off there, and that's just some added protection. If I get any crazy side wind or rain, I've got that wall there protecting us. The floor, I've used another bin bag as the ground sheet. Now, one of the votes was, should I use the bin bag as a mattress? And what I was going to do there is fill it all up with leaves and debris and everything. I'm quite lucky that you didn't actually choose that, because everything is just soaking wet. So I would have been lying on a bin bag filled with wet leaves. So yeah, I've just got a bin bag as a ground sheet. I've got the foam mat. You guys chose that. Much appreciated, because I would have had a lot more of a miserable night if I didn't have that mat. And on the other side, what I was planning on doing, and I halfway set it up, was using some twigs and pulling this out to make a porch area. But to be honest, I'm not bothered about that. I just put it back down. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a gap. What I might do is peg the ends out a little bit and stick them in the ground, just to make it a bit more, I don't know, water flows off it nicer. But at the moment, I'm happy with it just dangling like that. I can lift it up, put it down. I'm happy with that. It's not the shelter I planned on doing. I was going to do 3 different ones: an A-frame one, a one using a falling down tree, and another one like you know, that bushcraft setup where you pull it out from a tree, summit point, A point, summit, I don't know. But yeah, I was going to do 3 different ones. I wasn't planning on doing some crazy one like this. There's loads of like paracord and whatever pulling out from different places, but to be honest, I'm happy with this, and I think it'll be pretty difficult to find another shelter like that on YouTube. Hopefully it'll look quite original as well. I don't like doing too much research when I'm doing like a different video or something like this, because if I did too much research, I might end up just copying someone. So at least it's original. As far as I'm aware, this is an original little setup. Okay, one last thing about the air shelter, and I'll stop banging on about it. I'm pretty proud of myself for thinking of this. Inside the bin liners, they had these handles that you like pull tight or whatever. I wasn't using it, so I've just pulled one out, and then I'm using that as cordage just for this corner, because I didn't have any paracord left. So I thought that was quite clever thinking there, resourcefulness and all that stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got my new chart in, so I'll keep all my fire starting stuff. As you've seen, But right now I've just got some cut up cotton shirt and I'm going to christen it on the fire. I wanted you guys to watch this because I'm excited to see it. Burn off all the stickers, get rid of all this silver. It's going to look proper cool. After it's had some time, boom, on there. For dinner, I've got, boom, a tomato, whatever you say, 4 burgers, and I'm going to destroy all of them. And we're going to put them in a wrap, and that's a wrap. So before we lose too much more light, I just want to show you the bag setup. It's probably nothing new, but seems as though we're going bin bag themed. I'm using a bin bag as a bag liner, and yeah, it's worked spot on. And the only other thing I've got in here is a base layer and my wool blanket. So this was the third thing that you guys chose. It was out of me normal sleeping bags or whatever, but you guys chose wool blanket. And again, I was secretly happy that this got chosen because I don't bring it out as much as I should, and today will be a really good test for this. With the shelter, is it going to hold up? We'll find out tomorrow morning, but if it doesn't, at least this is somewhat waterproof. It's supposed to get down to 7 degrees Celsius tonight, so not too bad. I'm not going to be relying on the fire. I've decided the maintenance of it, going around collecting all this damp wood, I've decided it's not worth it, so we're relying on my base layer and primarily this wool blanket. So can it handle 7 degrees Celsius? We'll find that out as well. That's pretty much it for tonight, guys. I reckon I'm going to cook up my burgers. It's getting dark, like I said, and I'm excited to catch up with you in the morning and let you know how it goes. It's going to be interesting. It's wet, there's midges out. I'm expecting rain tonight as well, or at least in the morning it was forecasted to rain again. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. So hang about and find out how this shelter does. This is it. This is where I call it a night. I'm all tucked up in my wool blanket. I've got my base layer on. I've yet to put my down jacket on. I'm fairly comfortable right now. I had to move a few spiders like to make way for myself. There's a lot of bugs knocking about in here. For my feet, because this shelter is pretty short, so I've just put a little bin bag just for my feet and that, because they're going to be hanging out. This is what it looks like inside. There's me boots, my bag. I've got a banana in case I get a bit peckish throughout the night. And I'm just letting that fire smoke away, try and keep the midges and that at bay. I'm pretty comfortable right now, temperature wise, and it's not raining, but I suspect things will change throughout the night. So hang about, see what happens. Right, good night everyone.
Good morning everyone. So how was it? Spot on, to be honest. Really, I had a good night's sleep. I can't fault it. I woke up about 5 o'clock to a deer shouting on. and I fell straight back to sleep, and then I woke up again about 7 o'clock to a little bit of rain, but nothing compared to what it was yesterday. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I would have done different was maybe just extend the length of it, because I was at its limit. While my feet were hanging out, I had to put a bin bag over my feet. Wool blanket, honestly, I think I underestimated this a little bit, because it did keep me nice and warm. I slept all the way through that 3-4 o'clock, and for me that is the time when, if I'm going to get cold throughout the night, it's 3-4 o'clock. The reason why this shelter has been successful is having extra cordage, and I found that a few times, a few different camps now, that bringing extra cordage out is a make or break situation. Like, so having that extra cordage has done the job for me on this camp. But yeah, mission successful, I think. I'm not gonna have my morning coffee. There's a path close by, like I said. I've heard a few dog walkers and that, so I think it's the safe option to just pack up and get on my way. I'll have my morning coffee at home. But yeah, honestly, I'd really like to do some more of these style videos. I really enjoyed it. It was a challenge. We had some ups and downs with the rain and that, but I pulled through and got the job done, so I'm proud of myself. What I'm thinking of, instead of being too intrusive on people's YouTube feeds, is if I've got any more questions like this where I'm asking you guys to choose me gear, I'm going to do that over on Instagram. So I'll leave a link in my description to that, and I think that's more appropriate. I can just put loads of questions up on my story and you can answer them on there. I think that's the best way to do it. I think YouTube is for, you know, making videos and the odd comment or something now and again. But I'm going to get packed up now and get on my way. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I can't tell if I look proper cool right now or proper ridiculous. It's hard to tell on this little screen. I'm just going to go with proper cool.